God that wields the dark Mjolnir returns to descend to his throne of thought and answer your question as the Magnus movement marches forward to 1 million subscribers, 946, almost 7,000 strong. Now, before I answer this question, you all need to know that to write me properly, you need to look at the description box of all of my videos. It's always in there. Instructions on how to write me properly, because it'll only get you the spam box from then on. You will always go to spam from then on, because that is particularly for me to speak with big companies that want to work with me, people that want to collaborate and work with me, things like that. So, yeah. Having said that, I happen to get quite a short email and have many emails today, and I haven't decided to check it out. So I'm telling you this, and make sure when you guys do send me questions that you ask me the question. Give me a little bit of detail, only important things I need to know. Don't write a book, and we're good to go. Don't write me and say, can I ask you a question? That's what the inbox is for you to send me questions to, okay? All right, now, see if I can help this brother out here. Says, so I was in a relationship and sadly it ended from out of nowhere. Now, I don't know what to do. I've been drinking to get my mind off of things, but I always seem to end up feeling broken every night. I don't know what to do anymore, really. I was hoping you had some advice, brother, because I really do not know what to do anymore. I don't even know how to keep moving on because I gave everything I had. I set all my feelings onto the table to have this in return. It's just not fair. Hopefully you see my email. And my name is Wilson. 1 million subscribers. Okay, so think you're young. I tell you're young in this video. I mean in this letter. You said you gave everything you had and you put it on the table. And the first thing that comes to my mind as an experienced man is that you probably scared the girl away. You probably told her how much you liked her and how much she meant to you. You put all your feelings out there. You were probably moving too fast and you scared her away. Now, usually, I do like people to kind of tell me what happened without writing me a book, but you didn't tell me what happened. And I wish you had told me what happened. This was like really abridged. I wanted to know like how she broke it off, like what happened. And you don't have to write me later about this because it doesn't really matter at this point, okay? The gist is that you're trying to get over what happened to you. And we've all been through it. We've all been through breakups and been hurt by women. Every man has been hurt at least once by a chick. You know what I mean? At least once. And all of us, a lot of us have had relationships end abruptly. And yeah, depending on who it was, it may have hurt, may not have hurt. Maybe just been like, I just ain't here for no more after that. I had that happen to me before, where I was talking to a chick, everything was going great, and all of a sudden I ain't hear from her no more. And I was like, what the fuck was that? I heard from her like 2 weeks later, and she told me why she did it, and she was absolutely wrong about what she thought. Like she had put her mind into this state that said, this is what Tyrone's thinking, and that's not what it was at all. So, yeah. But, and then I ran into her again a few years later, and it ended abruptly again. Which was hilarious. It's just like, Like, girl, you need to get your head straight and ask all the questions you need to before you end shit. She ended it again. I was cool, but I was like, hey, we got along. She was cool, but I was dating several women anyway. So, at that point, it was just like, all right, well, this option fell to the wayside. You know what I mean? And that's one bit of advice I want to give you. Like, I don't know how long you were in this relationship. Sometimes when you put your eggs all in one basket, it ends up hurting more. Um, and depending on how long you've been dating somebody, if it's only been a few days, it ain't gonna mean shit, really. For most of us, sometimes people get attached. They've been jonesing for somebody for months or years, and they finally get to go out with them, and in a few days it ends, and it's like, oh my god. And I'm not telling you to be a pimp either. I tell women, if I am dating other women, I'll say, listen, I'm dating around, I'm meeting new people. If something happens, it happens. That's how I always put it. I don't take anything too seriously. You know what I mean? Because they could be gone the next day. But if things move forward with that woman with me, and then I will I will become committed to dating only her. And, things will move forward. So, in the future, you may want to kind of maybe, just date around, just talk to different girls, let me know, I'm taking things slow, I'm getting to know people. That way, if one drops off, you ain't, Another thing is this, for you younger guys, you put all your eggs in one basket with a chick and she hurts your feelings. And a lot of times these girls just don't know how to communicate their feelings. They really don't. The guys are like that too. This video is for women and men, for girls and guys, because they don't know how to communicate their feelings. And this goes all the way up to my age and older. Some people just do not know how to communicate their feelings. And the best thing they can do is, because they don't want to hurt you, they want to run. They run away. They'd rather run away than tell you, what's wrong or why they don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore or something like that. Now, you said yours ended abruptly. It ended out of nowhere. So I don't know if you were just left standing out there or if the girl told you or not. So I don't know. If she didn't tell you, then all that stuff I just told you then applies. It also applies even if she did tell you. If she did tell you, then, hey, bruh, move on. And I know it's easy for me to say. Learn EFT, Emotional Freedom Transfer. I use that to deal with any anger, stress, anxiety. If I get any depression or sadness or grief or anything I'm dealing with, it helps get those channels of energy running in your body and flowing smoothly. It helps dissipate any anger, tension, worry, doubt, all that stuff that you have. Trust me, I use it. It's part of my life. Just go look up EFT and Gary Craig on YouTube, and there's a few videos that teach you how to do it. I really use it religiously if I ever need it. I haven't used it recently though. Like, I haven't used it in a while, and probably because it works so well. It helps get rid of any issues. That'll help you deal with a lot of the things. Like, just me telling you that, people that have been with me for a while know that I always tell them, check out EFT. EFT helps with so many things, and it even helped men with PTSD. So come on, if it can help them, guys that wake up screaming and sweating every morning, or every night, then it can help you get over one chick. And that brings me to another point. There are millions of women out there. If it doesn't work out with one, there's always another. And I know there's shades of gray in the middle of there. Some people might say, well, it's not just that simple. In a way it is, and in a way it isn't. I understand if you've put time and effort and love into a relationship, it really hurts for it to get let down, for it to end. I get it. I totally get that. But good old bout of EFT, and you jump on Tinder, and everything's good, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, they got that old saying, The best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. You start dating another chick off the bat, and don't use her. Don't use her. That's another thing. Remember, when I give you advice, I'm always trying to keep you in the best direction. I don't want you to get hurt or hurt anybody else. So, if there's someone you've been interested in, then go out with them. Ask them out and go out with them. Get on Tinder, get on Bumble. On Bumble, the girls have to write you first. So that's interesting. It's just like Tinder, except the girls write you first. So you ain't got to worry about doing the ice breaking. They break the ice. Ain't that nice? And that rhymed. Like they're on dice. Anyway, so don't use her as a rebound. Only if you really think you're ready to date without using someone. Sometimes your mind can be clouded and you're just like, you want that female company. And I suggest that you don't do that. If you're in that state, I would suggest that you would just do EFT to deal with the emotions. Once your mind is clear, then start dating again. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Look, there's millions out there. If it doesn't work with one, there's more. And, like, I'm single now. And, there have been a couple of relationship situations I've had. Because I've been single about 2.5 years now. So there's been a couple of girls I ran into where I was really invested. I mean, I really was. One I actually had met in LA at one point. I really, really was liking her. And it just ended. It ended. And I was just like, yeah. Well, it was nice while it lasted. You know what I mean? It wasn't, she wasn't ready. She had a lot of baggage. Trust me. I'll probably never tell that story on here, but she had a ton of baggage. And when she ended it, I almost didn't blame her. But it still was very irritating to me because of how close we had gotten and how fast we had gotten close. And who was the other one? And I have to go through the memory bank because I've dated around a lot since since I've been single. But I've also gained a lot more experience. So it's not like no one has hurt me. Put it that way. No one has hurt me because, like I said, I don't take things that seriously. But when I start to, that's when I singly focus on just her, and things can move forward with just us. And I'm very open, with talking to women as far as their feelings go, and I will ask women, hey, I will say, listen, I'm dating around, getting to know different people. If something happens, it happens. What about you? Women have told me, oh well, there's a guy that I've been off and on with for a little bit. I still talk to him. I'm like, okay. See, it's all on the table. Okay. So I know what I can kind of expect. I know that she could go running back to him, but maybe not. Don't know. She may not be fully ready to talk to me because there's this guy that she sees from time to time or she talks to from time to time. You know what I mean? For girls like, oh, I've been hurt a lot. I don't know what to do. I'm having, emotional issues. I know that type of relationship can be very, a man has to be very patient with a woman that's been hurt. And it's like, sometimes they're like scared animals. They don't really want to deal with men, but they don't want to be alone, and they still love male company, and they still believe that there's probably good men out there. So you have to be patient and, try along and get to know the girl slowly without trying to rush into anything. Going into other things now, but I'm just bringing up things that I've dealt with in the past. I dealt with a woman who came back to me twice. She really liked me. I liked her too. But I always sense something here. By the way, always trust your gut. If you sense something wasn't right and it ended abruptly, then you should have trusted your gut and said something. But I always sensed that she was still in love with her ex. And I could just tell. Like, she could just tell. She used to always say to me, you know what I like about you? You don't pressure me. You don't pressure me into anything. And I was like, yeah, because I'm not in a rush. I'm going to take my time and get to know you. At the same time, I'm thinking, yeah, I can tell that you are still in love with this dude. You've got these feelings like you still want to be with him in some form or fashion, you know? And I think at this point in time, she actually is with him or still dealing with him. You know what I mean? So it's like, because we were cool. We're cool. We actually follow each other on Instagram. Every once in a while, I'll see her post, and I'm like, I think, yes, I see. Like, I can tell. Intuition. Always trust your gut. If something doesn't feel right, ask the woman. Okay? You got to do these things. Because then you can rest easily knowing that you asked, that you didn't, plod along and just let things go to hell when you could have asked, So that's all I gotta say, man. I hope it all helps you. If any of you need to write me, read the description box of my videos. 1 million subscribers. Woo! You may now subscribe.